So I'm gonna keep it a stack with you guys. This show, it was it was to me. I'm not a big fan. I don't hate it or anything like that, but it's just not on my list, okay? And I'll tell you why. So first thing I want to talk about is probably actually no, is definitely the animation, okay? So I'm not gonna spend too long on it, but I just want to get across like how much I hate this animation style. It is so bad. Okay, so I could go through a million reasons, but the one that really stuck out to me is the fact that you really cannot feel the emotions of any of the characters when you are like through the animation. The animation style is so like butt juice. Like it just you can't really convey the emotions properly. Like I'm telling you, if I seen somebody cry in with this animation style, I would probably laugh because it would look so stupid. Like I don't like this animation style at all. It's not the animator's fault, it's not the artist's fault, it's the animation style. I just don't think it'll look good in any context unless somebody's fighting. The fights were cool, okay, with the animation style for the most part. I would say the Blade fight, where he was fighting Ghost, and whenever someone's getting absolutely eviscerated by a laser, those are pretty cool. But other than that, like the animation style, it's just ugly and it doesn't work. It does not work for me whatsoever. It's very bad. Now I want to get into the characters. So first of all, the main characters, it's Miss Marvel, I think, Alexei, Blade Knight, and some other people, and also the main villain, Wanda. Miss Marvel, she's a cool character, but holy hell, her powers suck. Okay, I don't know why Marvel did that to Miss Marvel's powers, but they suck, dude. I really like they need to change that. They need to retcon this stupid crystal shielding powers that she has right now. They need to retcon it because it is quite frankly the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It is not Miss Marvel. That is a new character, okay? That is not Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel can stretch like Mr. Fantastic. She does not create force fields with her hands and stuff, okay? That's not what she does. She doesn't create crystal, prism things with her hands. She stretches. That is Miss Marvel. This character that we're seeing right now, this Kamala Khan, that is a whole nother superhero. That's not Miss Marvel. I hate it. I can't get around the fact that I hate it so much. It's literally so dumb. I remember when I still haven't watched the Miss Marvel show, so I haven't gotten the full blunt force of how much I hate it, but I don't want to watch it anymore after seeing this. The character isn't bad, okay? The actor's cool. The voice actress did a great job. I can't with these powers, because these powers, that's not Miss Marvel. That's like, it just takes away the core part. That's like making a Spider-Man show and then making it so he can't stick. Like, if Spider-Man couldn't do this, like, that's literally what they did to Miss Marvel. They just took away her powers and gave her something completely different. That's like making that, like, that is stupid. It didn't, I didn't care as much because I didn't see Miss Marvel in anything at all. Like, I haven't watched the Marvels and I haven't seen her TV show, but seeing this show, or this, like, mini-series, seeing her powers, it just pisses me off because that's not Miss Marvel. They need to retcon that in Secret Wars and give her actual powers. Now, another character I want to talk about is Blade Knight. Blade Knight was cool as hell, okay? He is somebody I won't poop on, alright? Blade Knight was cool. He reminded me like heavily about Piccolo. He was going crazy, especially with the aura farming. Like, oh my goodness. He was, especially when they're falling out the sky in that one part and he's just standing there. That gave me so much Piccolo vibes. He was like, Blade Knight was cool. He was a cool character. Shang-Chi was cool. I thought, I feel like he didn't add much. His entrance though, when he first started fighting, I thought it was cool. I feel like his fight scenes, like I said, before, like animation style, works right well with fighting. So his fight scenes, they did look pretty cold. I thought he was going crazy with that. I thought it was cool that the Death Dealer that he fought in the movie, he had that famous fight scene that I absolutely love. I thought the dude that was in there, I liked that they kept him as like a character and kind of gave him like a relationship with Jimmy Woo. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a shipper. But for you shippers out there, I wouldn't be surprised if y'all start shipping Jimmy Woo and the Death Dealer in some gay relationship. Okay, I won't be surprised because honestly, I was seeing it. Okay, I don't ship people, but it's kind of hard not, like, they pretty much just gave you all the material right then and there. You don't even gotta create any fan fiction. They gave you all the fan fiction right there in the show. Alexei was his usual self, but once again, the animation style, like, the voice acting was good. Like, you could hear the despair in his voice when he lost Yelena, but yet you couldn't feel anything, like, or you couldn't, not feel, you couldn't see anything. Like, it's just the animation style does not portray emotions well at all. That's probably why Blade Knight was the best character in the show, because he doesn't have emotions for you to feel. He's an emotionless, auriful character, so you don't gotta worry about, you know, feeling sadness or happiness or anything from him, because the dude's emotionless. He's just there to aura farm and kill zombies and do all this cool stuff. But when you see Alexei, you know, he's crying at the door because he just lost Yelena. You don't even, like, you barely feel it. Like, you can feel it in the voice, but you can't feel it with your eyes, because you don't see anything. It doesn't work. Now, another character I want to talk about is with Thor. I liked how they, like, kind of redid his, like, depression state. You know, like how in Endgame we see him depressed, he turns into a fat slob, you know? While in this one, he kind of turns into, like, what we saw at the beginning of Endgame with Thor, which I liked so much more. I did not like Fat Thor from the get-go. From when I first saw him in 2019, I was not a fan of Fat Thor. But I liked what they did in Marvel Zombies. They kind of just made him dark and brooding, and then he came out at the last second and saved everyone. And then they turned him to a zombie. Now, the last character I want to talk about is Spider-Man, because, I mean, usually if I was anybody else, you know, that didn't, like, if I didn't have a special relationship with Spider-Man, I wouldn't talk about him, which is a problem with this show. Spider-Man, if you take him out the show, nothing changes. I'm not gonna lie, Spider-Man has no significant impact on the story. If you take him out this, everything would probably occur according to plan. It really felt like he was just there for Spider-Man fans to watch the show, to give people a reason to watch the show, because most people, you know, if Spider-Man's in something, they're gonna watch it, especially MCU related. So it feels like they kind of just had him in there because, you know, he's Spider-Man, just off the name alone. I feel like he didn't really contribute anything to the story, which is, like, you know, it's a shame, because, like, first of all, Spider-Man's literally my favorite character, like, ever. He's my favorite thing ever. So seeing him in a story where he does literally nothing kind of sucked. Like, even in the first episode he appeared in with Black Panther, like, I kept seeing, like, they were fighting Thanos, but it felt like even if he wasn't there, you know, they could have taken him out the story and everything would have happened, you know, normally. Black Panther would have just pushed Thanos into the Infinity thing, or into the reactor with the Infinity Stones, if Spider-Man hadn't been there anyway. Like, it felt like he had no real impact on the story. I don't know, it just like that Spider-Man just didn't have any impact on the story. But on the other hand, Ant-Man, he's another character who I feel like he didn't really have any impact on the story, but he was funny as hell. But then again, it's just Paul Rudd, so it's like, it's gonna be funny. I mean, he's funny as hell, so it's Paul Rudd. Like, you can't go wrong with that. Even, you could have literally taken Scott Lang out the name and just called him Paul Rudd. It wouldn't have changed, because, I mean, Ant-Man, Scott Lang in the MCU, it's pretty much just Paul Rudd, which is not a problem at all. I love Paul Rudd, so I mean, he was funny as hell, so I was cool with it. Now, finally, I want to talk about the final episode, because that episode was, well, my favorite episode, and I just thought it was a cool episode. The ending, on the other hand, I didn't understand the ending. I thought the ending was kind of like Silly Billy, kind of Goosey Willy. I didn't really understand what the hell happened, but the rest of the episode was fire. I mean, Infinity Hulk, you know, the dude with all the power, that dude was crazy. He was punching air, and then everything behind the air was just getting thrown 50 feet, you know, into the goddamn atmosphere. I thought that was cool as hell. The Infinity Hulk, he was dope. I kind of wish, though, that they didn't, you know, make him lose to Wanda, though, because that's just gives fuel to all the Wanda stans who, you know, as many of us know, nobody likes Wanda stans, bro. They annoying as hell. So it would have been nice to see Hulk, you know, just, like, smack her brains together and just kill her right then and there. That would have been way better. I thought that would have been fire. His fight with Thor, though, that was tough. I'm not gonna lie. His fight with Thor was fire. I mean, it's like they were just boxing, and then Hulk, I don't know what he did. He kind of just, I think he stomped on Thor, if I'm remembering that right, and then boom, he picks his foot up, and then Thor's head is just squished. I thought that, I mean, it was zombie Thor, don't get it twisted. It wasn't human Thor, but it was still pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know if they were trying to glaze Wanda fans or what, because she should not be winning like that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Come on. It's regular Wanda. Like, she doesn't get a power boost because she's a zombie. I mean, regular Thanos lost to Ant-Man's head, Spider-Man, and Black Panther. This was a zombie Thanos with 5 Infinity Stones. You're trying to tell me like these characters aren't nerfed by their zombie form? Like this Wanda should have been significantly weaker. Why is she just beating everybody? This had to be like a glaze to the Wanda fans, because it doesn't make sense. She should not be winning like that, especially to a super amped Hulk. Like, bro, I understand though, she did like have a whole army of different zombie like superheroes and stuff, so that also plays a part. But even then, like, come on, bro, it's Infinity Hulk. Like this dude Hulk should have goddamn thunderclaps the earth in two. But yeah, the ending, I didn't really get it. I don't know if I'm too stupid to understand it, but I don't know. But the final episode besides that was fire. I liked it a lot. A bunch of main characters got lasered, which is another thing I want to talk about. The death variety in the show with main characters could have been expanded upon a little more. It felt like every main character, they either turned into a zombie or just got lasered. Like they just got literally, like, I'm not exaggerating, like they just got lasered. Like their entire body just gets lasered off into shreds. I'm telling you, they either got lasered into shreds or they got turned into a zombie. I mean, some people actually, no, I wouldn't count Valkyrie as a main character. She was like a side character at the most. I mean, she had more impact than Spider-Man though. I'll tell you that much. I'm still pissed. I know I already said it, like, it was been 5 minutes, but, like, I swear, I don't like that what they did with Spider-Man. But yeah, some more death variety. I mean, it would have been cool to see, like, a main character get just, like, split in half or something like they were doing with the other people, or just, like, literally exploded. You know, I feel like a main character dying like that would have been more impact. They almost did it with Spider-Man. Like, they were about to have, I think it was, I don't know who, it was one of the giant people. They were about to have him get his head bit off. I feel like something like that, like, I don't want to ever see Spider-Man die, but, like, honestly, bro, like, at that point, like, he didn't have any other impact, so I feel like he would have given him some type of memorable moment would have worked. So I'm just saying, like, a death variety, you know, it would have been better, because you get kind of tired of seeing people get, like, you were seeing other people getting, like, cut in half by zombies. Like, seeing something like that happen to a main character would have had so much impact. Or even seeing Yelena, you know, turn into a zombie and kill Alexei, or vice versa. I feel like that would have had more impact, you know, than, you know, having Alexei or Kamala Khan, you know, watch Alexei die or anything like that. Because, like, bro, like, like, Kamala Khan and Alexei relationship, don't nobody give a damn about that, man. Like, if it was Alexei and Yelena, on the other hand, I feel like people would have cared a little bit more. At least I would have. So I'm just, I don't mean to write a story that's already been written, but I'm just saying, like, I'm just telling you how, you know, it could have been better. That's all I'm saying, though. Marvel, hire me. But yeah, that's it. I mean, the show, I would probably give it at like a 5 or 6 out of 10. It was cool, nothing special, but nothing I'm gonna tell my kids about. But I mean, if you want to watch it, go ahead. You won't regret it. It's just not like a best. Like, if you have free time, go ahead and watch it. If you don't have free time, don't worry about it. You're not missing too much. Oh, and if you want me to talk about Ironheart or Kate Bishop, don't, because I'm not going to, because they died in the first episode. One got, like I said, like many other people, lasered to smithereens, and the other one, we didn't even see her death, so I don't know. I didn't care. I like Kate Bishop. Kate Bishop was cool. I love the Hawkeye show, and I like Kate Bishop a lot, so I was kind of hoping to see her in the show for more than 20 minutes, but whatever, beggars can't be choosers. But yeah, that's about it for my my little review here. I feel like this might have went on longer than it should have. I'm gonna see you guys later. If you agree with me, or if you just like Marvel, or if you just like me, leave a like and subscribe. I'm gonna see you guys later though. Bye.